How many of you have felt overwhelmed by the pace of life today? It's fast. The demands on our time, our energy, and our attention can be relentless. We're constantly bombarded with news, work, and personal responsibilities. It's easy to get caught up in the hustle and forget to take care of ourselves. So let me ask you this. How many of you take time each day to focus on your mental health? How many of you check in with yourselves to see how you're really doing? It's a crucial question because just like our physical health, our mental health needs attention and care. You see, mental health is not just about avoiding mental illness. It's about maintaining a state of well-being where we can cope with the normal stresses of life, work productively, and contribute to our community. It's about feeling good about who we are and enjoying life. But in our fast-paced world, we often neglect this aspect of our health. We push through stress, anxiety, and even depression, thinking it's just part of life, but it doesn't have to be that way. When was the last time you paused to really take stock of how you're feeling mentally and emotionally? When was the last time you did something just for the sake of your own mental well-being? Maybe it was a walk in the park, reading a good book, or simply spending time with loved ones. These small acts can have a huge impact on our mental health. But too often, we prioritize everything else over these moments of self-care. Now, let's consider why this happens. Why do we overlook our mental health? Sometimes it's because we think we don't have the time. Other times, it's because we believe we should be able to handle everything on our own. Or perhaps we feel there's a stigma attached to admitting we need help. But here's the truth. Taking care of your mental health is not a sign of weakness. It's a sign of strength. It takes courage to acknowledge when you need a break, to reach out for support, and to prioritize your well-being. So what can we do about it? How can we make mental health a priority in our daily lives? This starts with small steps. Simple actions that remind us to slow down and take care of ourselves. For example, try setting aside a few minutes each day for mindfulness or meditation. It doesn't have to be long. Just a few minutes to breathe and clear your mind. Or how about taking a walk outside, enjoying nature and letting go of the day's stresses? These little practices can make a big difference. And let's not forget the importance of connection. Human beings are social creatures. We thrive on relationships and community. Make time for the people who matter to you. Have meaningful conversations, share your thoughts and feelings, and listen to others. This kind of support network is invaluable for our mental health. What would your life look like if you made your mental health a top priority? Imagine how you would feel, how you would perform at work, how your relationships would improve. It's not about making huge changes overnight. It's about taking consistent, small steps toward a healthier, happier you. Folks, let's dive into something that is incredibly important yet often misunderstood: mental health. What do we mean by mental health? Simply put, mental health refers to our emotional, psychological, and social well-being. It influences how we think, feel, and act. It also affects how we handle stress, relate to others, and make choices. It's just as crucial as our physical health, but sometimes we don't give it the attention it deserves. Now let's clear up some common misconceptions. Many people think that mental health issues are rare or that they only happen to other people. But the truth is, everyone has mental health just like everyone has physical health. It's a part of our overall well-being. Another misconception is that mental health problems are a sign of weakness. This couldn't be further from the truth. It takes a lot of strength to recognize when you're struggling and to seek help. If you had a broken leg, would you just try to walk it off? Of course not. You'd go to a doctor, get a cast, and take the necessary steps to heal. Mental health is no different. It's okay to seek help, whether it's talking to a friend, seeing a therapist, or finding other forms of support. Taking care of your mental health is a sign of strength and self-awareness. Mental health is as vital as physical health. Think about it. How can we expect to perform at our best if we're not mentally well? Just like our bodies need exercise and nutrition, our minds need care and attention too. Ignoring mental health is like ignoring the engine light in your car. You might be able to drive for a while, but eventually you're going to break down. Now let's talk about the mind-body connection. How we feel mentally can significantly impact our physical health. Have you ever noticed how your body reacts when you're stressed? Maybe you get headaches or your muscles tense up. Stress can even affect your immune system, making you more susceptible to illnesses. This is a clear demonstration of how interconnected our mental and physical health are. Let me share a story. I had a friend who's always on the go, working long hours and never taking a break. He was always stressed, but he didn't pay much attention to it. Then one day he started having chest pains. He went to the doctor, who told him that stress was taking a toll on his heart. That was a wake-up call for him. He realized he needed to make changes, not just to his work habits, but also to how he managed his stress. He started meditating, exercising regularly, and making time for hobbies. And guess what? His physical health improved along with his mental well-being. Think about your own experiences. Have you ever felt so stressed that you couldn't sleep or so anxious that you had stomach issues? These are examples of how our mental state can affect our physical health. What are you doing today to take care of your mental health? Are you taking time to relax, to do things you enjoy, to connect with loved ones? These small actions can make a big difference. Understanding and caring for our mental health is not just important, it's essential. It affects every aspect of our lives, from our physical health to our relationships and our ability to achieve our goals. Let's commit to taking care of our mental health, just as we do our physical health. Because when we do, we can truly live our best lives. Ladies and gentlemen, let's move forward and talk about recognizing the signs of mental health issues. It's vital to know what to look for, not only in ourselves, but also in those around us. Identifying these signs early can make all the difference in managing and improving our mental health. So, what are some common signs and symptoms of mental health issues? Often, they can be subtle and easy to overlook. You might notice changes in your mood, such as feeling persistently sad, anxious, or irritable. Maybe you've lost interest in activities you used to enjoy. Changes in sleep patterns are another red flag. Are you sleeping too much or too little? Do you wake up feeling just as tired as when you went to bed? How has your mood been lately? Have you been feeling unusually down or anxious? Have you noticed any changes in your behavior or routines? These are important questions to ask yourself regularly. Behavioral changes can also be telling. Perhaps you've become more withdrawn, avoiding social interactions or isolating yourself from friends and family, or maybe you're engaging in risky or self-destructive behaviors. Physical symptoms are also common, such as unexplained aches and pains, changes in appetite, or persistent fatigue. I remember a colleague of mine, let's call him John. John was always the life of the office, energetic, always cracking jokes. But over time, I noticed he started to withdraw. He wasn't joining us for lunch anymore, and his work performance began to slip. One day, I asked him if everything was all right. He hesitated at first, but then opened up about feeling overwhelmed and stressed. That conversation was a turning point for John. He sought help and gradually started to regain his old self. Recognizing these signs in yourself or others is the first step towards addressing mental health issues. It takes courage to acknowledge them, but it's a crucial step towards healing. Now let's talk about the impact of ignoring mental health. Neglecting mental health can have serious consequences, affecting every aspect of our lives. It can strain our relationships, hinder our work performance, and diminish our overall quality of life. Imagine a car with a small crack in the windshield. At first, it's barely noticeable, but over time, that crack spreads, compromising the entire windshield. Ignoring mental health issues is similar. What starts as a small problem can grow, impacting our ability to function and enjoy life. Now let's consider the workplace. Mental health issues can significantly affect productivity. When we're not mentally well, it's hard to focus, make decisions, and stay motivated. This can lead to missed deadlines, errors, and decreased performance. Companies lose billions each year due to absenteeism and reduced productivity linked to mental health issues. Have you ever had a time when stress or anxiety affected your work? Maybe you found it hard to concentrate, or perhaps you took more sick days than usual. These are direct impacts of neglecting mental health. On a personal level, ignoring mental health can lead to a range of negative outcomes. Chronic stress, for example, can contribute to serious health problems like heart disease, high blood pressure, and diabetes. It can also lead to unhealthy coping mechanisms, such as substance abuse or overeating. These behaviors can create a vicious cycle, further harming both physical and mental health. Have you noticed any physical symptoms that could be linked to your mental state? Maybe headaches, stomach issues, or frequent colds. These could be signs that your mental health needs attention. The good news is, by recognizing the signs and taking proactive steps, we can prevent these negative outcomes. It's about being aware and taking action before things spiral out of control. Now let's talk about taking action. We've recognized the signs and we've understood the impact of neglecting our mental health. The next step is seeking help and support. This is often the hardest part, but it's also the most crucial. First, let's discuss the importance of seeking professional help. Just as we wouldn't hesitate to see a doctor for a physical ailment, we shouldn't hesitate to seek professional help for our mental health. Professionals are trained to help us understand our feelings, develop coping strategies, and make positive changes in our lives. They can provide the guidance and support we need to navigate our challenges. There are different types of mental health professionals, each with a unique role. Therapists, for instance, can help us explore our emotions and thoughts. They offer a safe space to talk about what's troubling us and work with us to find solutions. Psychologists conduct assessments and provide therapy, helping us understand patterns in our behavior. Psychiatrists, on the other hand, are medical doctors who can prescribe medication if needed to help manage symptoms. Think about this. Have you ever considered talking to a mental health professional but held back? What stopped you? Was it fear, stigma, or maybe the belief that you should handle it on your own? These are common barriers that many of us. But remember, seeking help is a sign of strength, not weakness. It shows that you're taking control of your well-being. Reflect on your own situation. What barriers might you face in seeking help? Is it the stigma, the cost, or the fear of being judged? Identifying these barriers is the first step in overcoming them. And remember, there are often solutions to these obstacles. Many communities offer sliding scale fees, and there are numerous online resources and support groups that can provide help. Let's talk about building a support system. Having a supportive network is essential for our mental health. We need people we can turn to in times of need, people who will listen without judgment and offer comfort and advice. A strong support system can provide a sense of belonging and security. helping us feel more connected and less isolated. Building and maintaining a support system takes effort, but it's well worth it. Start by reaching out to friends and family. Let them know how you're feeling and that you might need their support. It's okay to be vulnerable and to ask for help. True friends will understand and be there for you. Another great way to build a support system is by joining groups or communities that share your interests. Whether it's a hobby, a fitness group, or a support group for people with similar experiences, connecting with others can provide a valuable source of support and friendship. Let me give you some practical advice on how to maintain these connections. Make regular efforts to stay in touch with your friends and family. Schedule time to meet or talk, even if it's just a quick phone call or text. Show interest in their lives and be there for them as well. Support is a two-way street. It's about giving and receiving. Who are the people in your current support network? How often do you reach out to them? Are there ways you could strengthen these connections? Reflecting on these questions can help you understand where you might need to make changes. I had a student once, Jane, who was going through a tough time. She felt isolated and didn't know where to turn. I suggested she join a local book club, something she was passionate about. Jane was hesitant at first, but she took the plunge. Not only did she find new friends, but she also discovered a supportive community that provided her with the encouragement she needed. Remember, building a support system is about finding people who make you feel safe and valued. It's about creating a network of trust and understanding. These relationships can be a lifeline during difficult times. Taking action to improve our mental health involves seeking professional help when needed and building a strong support system. It's about recognizing the barriers we face and finding ways to overcome them. It's about connecting with others and creating a network of support that can help us navigate life's challenges. Let's talk about something that's within our control, our daily habits. The little things we do each day can have a big impact on our mental health. Developing healthy habits for the mind is essential for maintaining our well-being. One of the most powerful practices is mindfulness. Mindfulness means being present in the moment, fully aware of where we are and what we're doing. It sounds simple, but in our busy lives, it's easy to get caught up in worries about the future or regrets about the past. Practicing mindfulness can help us stay grounded and reduce stress. Try this. Take a few minutes each day to sit quietly and focus on your breathing. Notice the sensation of each breath in and out. If your mind starts to wander, gently bring. This simple practice can help calm your mind and improve your focus. Exercise is another crucial habit. Regular physical activity is not just good for our bodies. It's also great for our minds. Exercise releases endorphins, which are natural mood lifters. It can help reduce stress, anxiety, and symptoms of depression. You don't have to run a marathon to benefit from exercise. Even a daily walk can make a significant difference. I remember a friend of mine, Tom, who struggled with anxiety. He started taking short walks every morning. And over time, he noticed a significant improvement in his mood and energy levels. A balanced diet is also important. What we eat affects how we feel. Consuming a variety of nutritious foods provides the energy and nutrients our brains need to function well. Think about this. When was the last time you ate something that made you feel really good afterward? On the flip side, have you ever noticed feeling sluggish or irritable after eating junk food? Pay attention to how different foods affect your mood and energy and try to incorporate more of the good stuff into your diet. Let's pause for a moment. Consider your own daily habits. Are there areas where you could make improvements? Maybe you could set aside time for mindfulness or incorporate more exercise into your routine. Small changes can lead to big improvements in your mental health. Now let's discuss managing stress and anxiety. We all experience stress, but how we manage it makes all the difference. One effective technique is deep breathing. When you feel stressed, take a few deep breaths. Inhale slowly through your nose, hold for a few seconds, and then exhale slowly through your mouth. This simple act can help calm your nervous system and reduce stress. Another technique is practicing gratitude. When we focus on what we're thankful for, it shifts our perspective and helps us feel more positive. Try keeping a gratitude journal. Each day, write down 3 things you're grateful for. They don't have to be big things. Even small moments of joy count. This practice can help you develop a more positive outlook. Let's talk about scenarios. Imagine you're stuck in traffic and you're running late for an important meeting. Your stress levels are rising. What can you do? Instead of letting frustration take over, try focusing on your breath or listing things you're grateful for. Maybe it's the fact that you have a job to go to, or the support of your family and friends. Shifting your focus can help you manage the immediate stress. Think about your own stress triggers. What situations tend to make you feel anxious or stressed? Identifying these triggers is the first step in managing them. Once you know what they are, you can develop strategies to cope. Maybe it's preparing for meetings the night before to avoid the morning rush, or setting boundaries to ensure you have time to relax. Social support is another key factor in managing stress and anxiety. Don't hesitate to reach out to friends or family members when you're feeling overwhelmed. Talking to someone you trust can provide a fresh perspective and help you feel less alone. Remember, it's okay to ask for help. You don't have to handle everything on your own. Think about your own coping mechanisms. How do you currently deal with stress and anxiety? Are there healthier ways you could manage these feelings? It's worth taking the time to explore different techniques and find what works best for you. Let's talk about long-term strategies for maintaining our mental health. Just like any other important aspect of life, it's essential to set goals. Setting mental health goals gives us a clear direction and purpose. It's about knowing where we want to go and making a plan to get there. Why are mental health goals so important? Because they help us stay focused and motivated. Without goals, it's easy to get lost in the daily grind and neglect our mental well-being. Goals give us something to strive for, a reason to keep pushing forward. But it's important to set realistic goals. If our goals are too ambitious, we might get discouraged and give. So how do we set and achieve these goals? Let's break it down step by step. First, start by reflecting on your current mental health. How are you feeling? What areas need improvement? This self-awareness is the foundation of setting effective goals. Identify specific areas you want to work on. Maybe you want to reduce stress, improve your mood, or develop healthier coping mechanisms. Be specific about what you want to achieve. Instead of saying, I want to feel better, say, I want to reduce my anxiety by practicing mindfulness daily. Once you have clear goals, break them down into manageable steps. So, for example, if your goal is to reduce stress, start by identifying your stressors. Then create a plan to address them, such as setting aside time each day for relaxation or exercise. Make sure each step is achievable and fits into your daily routine. What are your mental health goals? Have you taken the time to think about what you want to achieve and how you'll get there? Reflecting on these questions can help you set meaningful goals and take actionable steps toward achieving them. Now let's move on to cultivating resilience. Resilience is our ability to bounce back from challenges and setbacks. It's an essential quality for maintaining good mental health because life is full of ups and downs. Being resilient doesn't mean we won't face difficulties. It means we have the strength to overcome that. Think about the most resilient person, What qualities do they possess? Often, resilient individuals are adaptable, optimistic, and able to find meaning in difficult situations. They don't let setbacks define them. Instead, they use challenges as opportunities for growth. One of my favorite examples of resilience is a man named Nick Vujicic. Born without arms and legs, Nick faced immense challenges from the start, but he didn't let his physical limitations hold him back. Instead, he developed an incredible mindset, focusing on what he could do rather than what he couldn't. Today, Nick is a motivational speaker, inspiring millions with his story of resilience and determination. Think about your own life. How have you demonstrated resilience? Maybe you've overcome a difficult situation at work, faced a personal loss, or dealt with health issues. Reflect on these experiences and recognize your own strength and capacity to overcome challenges. How do you respond to setbacks? Do you see them as insurmountable obstacles, or do you view them as opportunities to learn and grow? Cultivating resilience is about developing a positive mindset and believing in your ability to handle whatever comes your way. Setting mental health goals and cultivating resilience are vital for long-term mental well-being. It's about taking small, consistent steps toward improvement and building the inner strength to face life's challenges. Reflect on your goals. Break them down into manageable